Today, we are going to talk about Google's helpful content and how this may affect you, especially if you're writing blogs. Google came out with a search algorithm update. It's equivalent to what Panda was a few years back. And it's about content. It's about your blog. It's about anybody that publishes anything that is information related and they're wanting to get it ranked on search. And I knew this was coming. A lot of people in the SEO industry knew it was coming down. It was just what they're going to do is not really revealed. It's when they were going to do it. So let's take a look at everything here. So what is it? This is direct from the Google developers blog. It's Google Search is launching what they're calling the helpful content update. And it's part of a broader effort to ensure people see more original, helpful content written by people for people in search results. Now, if you ever did auto blogging or you did automated content or you did RSS feed content, you were probably doing this to automate to help you get more content and to help you rank in the search engines. Well, that content's still going to work, but it's not necessarily going to be on page one in the future. Google has kind of detailed it out, and if you'll follow the search blog, they have some tips and ideas about what they don't want and very little tips on what they do want. So I'm going to try to help us break this down to what they may want to see in this helpful content. And a tool that I'm using to help with our RSS masher and some of the other blogs that we're doing to actually get some helpful content in every single blog. So let's take a look at it. This is from G Squared Interactive, which is an SEO blog. It writes a lot of great content about search engine, and I follow this on a regular basis. Lynn Gabe says that Google's helpful content update introduces a site-wide ranking signal, and it's targeting sites that are search engine first content. So if you've been using Surfer SEO and you've been tuning it up so it's got all the right keywords and everything and you're getting a high score, well, that may not get you to page one anymore. So what is going to get you to page one? Well, let's see. So here's some quick facts about it. This is from Barry Schwartz, Search Engine Roundtable. Launch date, it begins to roll out on August 25th, but it actually started rolling out about a couple of weeks ago. They say it's going to take 2 weeks to fully roll out, probably going to be less than that. It looks at content that was created to rank well in search to help humans, not to help the search bots. And it only right now impacts Google search and only English language search. It's going to be spreading out to other languages, but right now it's just about the English. Now, they didn't specifically mention any penalties, but there is a penalty that we'll talk about on this next slide. This is a site-wide algorithm. So the whole site will be impacted by this update. So what that means is if you have a blog and you've got thousands of blogs on there and they're all SEO focused, they're designed to get you the top placement based on your keywords. Well, if they're not helpful and Google's machine language learning bot is scrolling through here and they don't find it helpful, what they're going to do is they're going to put you kind of in timeout where they may not index you and they may not revisit your site for a few months. This is what one of the items, several months to recover from this issue. So if you're ranking all your pages and then all of a sudden you're down, it may affect your entire site. So that's why this is really important to pay attention to and to know what to do to kind of help each of your blogs. They're going to start with online educational materials, entertainment, shopping, and tech related. One thing they didn't mention is product reviews. They rolled out an algorithm update a few weeks ago about product reviews. So this is just a follow-on to it. If you were hit by this, then you'll need to look at your content and see if you can do better with Google's advice. They have a whole bunch of generic terms in their Google advice. They never tell you exactly what helpful content really is and what they're looking for. So you're going to have to kind of discover what it is. But I think there's some tips that they leave in their Google search right now that we're going to go over. Google updates the scores constantly here, but there's going to be a timeout period, kind of like going to the timeout box in hockey. You can be sitting in there for several months to recover from this update. Now, in the past, if it was a blog, you could change the blog post, pull it down, but this is going to affect your entire site. Now, the thing that they did note is it doesn't affect subdomains. So if you've got a subdomain that is ranking pages, it's not going to be affected by the root domain. At least that's what they're saying. So here's Google's advice. Very simple. Focus on people first content. Avoid creating content for search engines first. Now, there's some clues out there as to what is helpful content. There's 3 types of searches that people do. An informational search where they'll type in on Google, what's the best fitness exercise? How to lose weight? Those are informational searches. A navigational search is they're typing in Amazon, or they're typing in a very specific domain name. A transactional search is they're looking to buy right then. They're wanting to go to checkout pages or a specific landing page. But what we're focused on is the informational search. So doing a lot of research over the last couple of weeks when I kind of got onto this is what exactly are people searching for when they're doing informational searches? What is Google telling you about? These are bullet points. In fact, I found this one. Parts of it were from this, and I've gathered everything together that I know people are actually searching for. So informative content about a subject, not specifically wrapping content around a keyword, but actually telling something, being an authoritative voice out there. That's what Google is really looking for, is an authority, an expert on the topic itself. Quick answers. They have people also ask, they have questions. These are going to be great to add to any of your blog posts that are already out there, or to add them in on future blog posts. How-to guides. This is another. People are searching for how to do this. Pillar pages. I've talked about this in the past, as pillar pages are, it's a very short book, but it's a long form post. But you're linking to other smaller posts within your site or within your whole blogosphere. It could be external links and internal links. Checklist. This is what a lot of people, they just want the checklist of how to do something, or what do I need to look for when I'm buying a car? What do I need to look for when I'm buying a house? Here's the checklist. People also ask, and a lot of people are wanting to know, what are other people doing about this problem? What's the solution other people have found? So this is the crowdsourcing part. This is the commenting part. Statistics and facts. It may not be specifically what they're looking for, but Google has been doing excerpts in their search with statistics and facts. They've been doing this for a couple of years. So we know this is important. So how do you get them in there? I'm going to show you the easy method of preparing an entire brief with a lot of this content right here. Tip sheets. Tip sheets can also be part of your checklist, your how-to guides, resource links. Sometimes people just want a place where they can go and get additional information and just drill down to everything they need to know about it. That's what a lot of the really good blogs are doing now, is at the bottom, they'll have external links outside of their own content. And it really shows that you're trying to help the customer, not just help yourself. Videos. Videos has long been a popular item that people are looking for. That's why YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world. But videos in your content that explains your content get people to stay on the page. And this has been true for the last 10 years, is embedding videos that are applicable to the blog post itself really help out. Infographics. Guys, if you're not doing this, this is a very good way to get people into the site from a featured image. You could do a featured image infographic that people will find and they'll click through, because that's what they want. They want very quick, very specific information answers. Okay. And always remember the who, what, when, where, which, and how. If you can address all these topics inside of your blog post, that is very helpful information. And then also content that can't be found anywhere else. So if you are an expert in a certain subject matter, there's probably not a lot of people going to be able to talk more about a specific item than you are. For instance, Lane and I can talk about RSS automation. We've been doing this for quite a few years, and we know a little bit more than most people coming in online. So that may be where our blog focus would be. But if you don't know about the content, or if you have a blog on general topics, how do you get to be an expert on all this? What are some quick ways to find it? Well, AI is really coming on board. And if you use AI in the right way, not to pat it around keywords, but to actually answer questions, to help people out, AI is a great way to save you a lot of time. So that's what we want to talk about today. How we're going to take AI and use it to do helpful content that we can supplement the blogs that are already out there, or we can write for new content. So that's where I'm going with all this. And some people have asked, can I get these slides? I will make them available in our Geek Out Fridays in the show notes. And when I post this on YouTube, I'll make a PDF of these slides, and then you can have it. So just think of, how can I check off 3 or 4 of these items on every blog post, or I want to rotate these items. So let's take a look further. How do you make this? Well, I've kind of coined a term, and it's real simple: helpful content briefs. If you have a document that has a lot of helpful content on there, you don't have to use the entire document on your blog post, but you could use excerpts of the document. And what if there was an automation tool that could take all that content brief and insert it periodically throughout your blog post? Well, we're working on that on RSS Masher. We're working on some really neat things to help you do helpful content. But today we're going to talk about content briefs and AI templates. And I'm going to use a tool, one of my favorite tools. I have looked at every single AI out there, I think, AI tool out there. And I have kind of settled on 2 of them, is Frase and Jasper. Jasper is not the cheapest by far. And AppSumo has a new replacement. I think every week there's a new AI tool out there. I've looked at WriterZen, Copyscape, and some of the others. I have found that if I'm focused around SEO, I'm focused more around a structured AI, Frase is the right one. If I want to get creative and discover things I've never would have even thought of, I like using Jasper. But today we're going to use Frase because we want a very structured format to make content briefs. And with some AI templates in there. In fact, a few of the guys I think on the call have written some of these AI templates we're going to talk about today. Okay, I'm going to go over to Frase right now. If you've never used Frase, I am coming into the main dashboard here. And here's documents, AI tools, SEO tools, account, help. This is what you're going to be looking at. But today we're going to do a document. Here's some of the documents. So let's just take a look at it. I have, in fact, if you've been on my Geek Out Fridays, I have a site called DIY Gardening Tips. So here's what a content brief looks like. How to start a vegetable garden. Very simple question. I have a category about vegetable gardening. I wanted some frequently asked questions. How much space? How do I keep weeds out? So you can see the question and you can see the answer. So I've got some long form answers. I got some short answers in here. Do I need special equipment to grow vegetables? What month should I start a vegetable garden? These are frequently asked questions, and people also ask questions in here. I don't want to put all these in every single blog post. So what I want to do is take a couple of them every time and pull them in there. Okay. Statistics. This is great. Statistics. There are only 4 of them here, but on some of the briefs, I may have 15 or 20 statistics. So you could wrap it around. These are stats. These are tips. These are, did you know? You could always put the word, did you know, ... and then put a couple of these in there. External links. These are actual links to other articles that are talking about vegetable garden. And then we even have in how-to guides, how to plant tomatoes, how to grow basil, a step-by-step guide, how to make organic fertilizer. Guys, this takes about 20 minutes to create. So I'm going to show you how on this. I'm going to go back to documents, new document. I'm going to sort it and put it in facts, and I'm going to put how to find a general contractor. Now you can put different terminology, you can put different questions in there, different keywords all grouped in together, and it's going to go out and find you at least the top 20 through search to answer this question. So this takes a couple minutes at the most. You can kind of see what it's looking for. Now, you may not want every single one of these. So what I'm going to do, because I only have had one keyword in here, I'm going to look through here and Better Business Bureau. That's probably a great source. Real Estate News, U.S. News, Home Advisor, This Old House, Angie. Okay, I'm going to take out Angie's list because it's going to be a company list. It's probably not giving me great information, so I want to just completely eliminate it. Forbes, check a license. I'm going to take that off. Okay, and I didn't know renos or renovation, I guess, how to find. So I'm kind of getting some terminology in here. And a lot of the government sites, there's Georgia. Okay, Thumbtack. I'm going to take that off because that's just a list of general contractors. Some contractors. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Okay, here's the magic button right here. Automate this content brief. Now, in the content brief, it can find all this information for you and put it into a brief for you so that you could write a better article. So I'm going to take off guidelines. This is the high-level goals, number of words that most of the articles have, the keywords they're using. I don't need that, but I do want people to also ask. I'm going to take off the SERP results, take off topics. I can leave them in there, but I can't make anything really fast with it. So topic clusters, take those off. But here's where I'm going to go down to questions, statistics, hyperlinks, okay? Insert brief into editor. Now, what we're looking for is a brief, an outline, something that we can work with to create content that we can pull from to put into our blog posts. So people also ask, get rid of that. That's just a helpful there. There's a bunch of bullet points. So these are questions that people are asking. A lot of good questions. Here's some more questions down here that are generated from within the search content itself. Okay, and statistics. So we've got some good statistics in here. Now, I would probably get rid of some of these that don't really make a lot of sense if you're looking at it just as a standalone. Like, he will occasionally ask for up to 30% if expensive materials are needed immediately. I guess you could use it, but if you don't want it, just take it off. Okay, and then external links, home improvement. And this one may not be, this is just Attorney General Gov. I'm just going to take that off. I don't need that really. It's not giving me any helpful information. And I don't need a description there. What I'm looking for is what can I just copy and paste into the article itself. Okay, this is a really good start. So how do I get started with all this? So I'm going to highlight all these. I'm going to get rid of the bullet points. I'm going to show you a quick method to do it. Highlight them all. Come up here to bullet points. Just take them off. Come over here. Bullet points. Take them off. You'll see why I'm doing it in a short second here. Okay. I'm ready to go there. And I'm going to just put a divider in here. We're going to be using these exact forms. So just a little divider to separate them. And when we parse this in RSS Masher or our own MasherNet, these are some of the things that we're looking for to parse it. Okay, so let's get started. How do I find a reputable contractor in my area? Very good question. So inside of Frase, I'm going to come over here and go insert an AI template right here. And I've bookmarked some of them, but really I'm just looking for answers. So there's several templates that Frase has, and there's several templates that the community has made. So I'm going to do let's do a paragraph answer. Now it's asking, what is the question? I'm going to hit the up arrow to autofill with the previous text from up here. How to find a contract. Now this is a creativity button. If I really want to get wild, have a answer maybe outside of the normal thinking, I'll go over here. But if I want a standard, consistent, this is what a lot of people are answering with, I want to do this. And it's going to write it from scratch. So I want to run the template. Okay. Also look at websites. So you want to kind of just briefly go through this. If you want to continue with this, you would hit Control Enter. Now I'm going to give it a space and hit Control Enter. And let's see if it has any more that it can write. Nope, it's kind of out of content. Okay, now I'm going to put 3 dots in here. This is my separator. This also helps the AI to know, hey, just focus on this question. So I'm going to hit that, come over here, insert AI, and what should you not say to a contractor? Let's check out simple answers. Hit the up arrow, run template. Okay, so here's what you need to know before answering any questions. I'm going to hit Control Enter because I want to see what that is. Okay, don't discuss finances. This is pretty good information right here. Don't try to negotiate. Really good information. Don't take shortcuts. Okay, don't use cheap material. So this could actually be made into a how-to guide, a checklist. Don't expect too much. Okay, I'm just going to end it right here and put 3 asterisks, 3 stars, and let's go down here. Now I'm going to take off all that. How do I choose a reputable contractor? Okay, now what I did with this is I just hit Control Enter. I'm trying different things. Check references. Okay, again, it's kind of repeat of some of the other questions. Look online, read reviews, great information. And I'm hitting Control Enter in between each of these. Okay, get multiple estimates, very good. Okay, get at least 3 bids, perfect. Okay, let's spell it right. Now this does work with Grammarly, but I'm not going to use Grammarly yet. And I'm going to go ahead and break that out and come down here. How good is Angie's List? That's a good question. So Peter White suggested you just use the / key, and that's a good answer. And let's do a paragraph answer. Hit my up arrow and run template. Okay, this helps other consumers find reliable. Oh, that's pretty decent. It's a generic answer, but it will work in my frequently asked questions because I may have 2 or 3 of these in here. Okay, is Home Advisor worth using? Okay, another good question. And let's go with a simple answer. Hit my up arrow and run template. Okay, or fees associated with this each service request. Okay, I want to see if it's going to write any more about it. So I'm going to hit Control Enter. Okay, now if you'll notice, what it's done is trying to repeat the pattern. So this is good, but I already have what to look for in hiring a contractor. So I don't need that question anymore. So you can kind of get an idea. This is how you can build a frequently asked. Should you pay a contractor before or after the job is done? Very good question. So I'm going to come down here, hit my / and let's go to premium paragraph. Let's try that out. And let's go 2 to 5 in creativity. Let's run the template. What I'm kind of looking for is some different ideas in here to share with people that they can't get anywhere else. Okay, that's okay. I'm going to hit Control Enter, see if I can get any more content with it. Okay. This is a good question. Do I need to be present during the construction? Okay. What does it mean when a contractor says, no problem? Being in the renovation business, no problem always meant it's going to cost more money when I figure out what the problem is. Are there any legal requirements? Okay, I'm just hitting Control Enter. So you see how easy this really is. Okay, sometimes you have to come back and fix the format. Can I use my own tools? What happens if I'm not satisfied with the work? This is probably one of the best questions to ask. So let's go with a premium answer. Okay. Now this looks like it is written by a website. A contractor is talking to you through their website. So I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rerun the AI command. Guys, I haven't even thought anything about this. Okay, this is another one. That's a pretty strong, if you're not happy, they'll refund 100%. So I don't know if contractors actually do that. So we're letting AI kind of do it. With Frase, it's looking back at the SEO search as well to pull content and rephrase it. Okay, this is okay. I may actually want to just rephrase it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to show you a trick. This is new to Frase. So I want to rewrite it paragraph by paragraph. Okay, let's try that. Good one. We offer 100% satisfaction guarantee. I'm just going to rewrite just to show you what it does. And it's the entire paragraph. Okay, that actually sounds pretty good. And it shortened it. Okay, so we're looking pretty. Okay, we talked about pay for contractors. What's the first thing you check when a contractor arrives? Good question. I didn't. So I'm just going to put a question mark with it, and let's see what we can do here. Let's look at a short, simple answer. Grab the question, run the template. I don't really like that, so I'm just going to redo that one. Look at the license number of the company before hiring you. If it's not current, don't hire them. Okay, this is what other people have said. That's not a bad answer, but I'm going to hit Control Enter and see if I can get some more content. So they're kind of done on the short answer. How should I tip a contractor? I didn't know you could tip them. Huh. Okay. How long should I wait before making repairs? Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. So we've kind of come down here and we've exhausted some of these. I'm not going to answer specific, how do I get licensed in Alabama or Florida or New York or Pennsylvania. So I'm going to get rid of the states. I don't need anything like that. Okay. So let's see if we can find any other questions specific. Do I need a general contractor? Okay, that's probably a really good question. Do I need a general contractor? Some work you can do yourself. And in my case, I don't want to do plumbing. It will cost me twice as much if I do my own plumbing. So I'm going to hire a plumber here. Do I need a plumber? Up arrow. And let's get a little creative. Okay. Okay. This is a good question right here. They also coordinate with other subs like electricians, plumbers, and painters. Very good question. But let's see if we can write a little bit more about this. Okay. Didn't write just by hitting Control Enter. So I'm going to stick with that. I'll stay budget. Okay. Let's use this kind of as our final here. I like my VA that's working with me. He's trying to do 20 to 30 of these questions because we're going to parse this out. That's what I'm using these to parse. And we're going to drop 2 to 3 frequently asked questions in every single blog we ever create from now on. So I want enough volume that I can spin the content, spin the answer just a little bit, and randomly choose out of the 30. So if you're doing this manually, this is a great brief. You have everything all in one place. You can just pick and choose what frequently asked questions you want. Okay. How to stay within a budget. This is the last one we're going to do. So let's give a premium answer. See if we can do that. Run template. Okay. That's pretty good. Also look for contractors who offer free estimates. These contractors usually provide good value for the price. Okay. Good answer right there. Okay, so I'm going to just go down to my divider. Now, I could use these other questions, and in fact, I'm going to leave them there. I'm going to let my VA pick this one up and finish this up for me. Okay, that looks good. So statistics, I can go in and check these, but these are actually coming from sources. Should you check them? Yeah, you're going to check them, but me personally, I'm probably going to rely on the sources it came from. Now, I could be wrong here, but I'm going to briefly read through it. Does it make sense? Okay. External links. These are all really good. Now, let's get down to some of the fun stuff that you can do with the AI writer. Yeah, I think I'm at the bottom, so I'm going to put my divider in here. We're using 5 hyphen signs, subtract signs. Okay. And I'm going to call it how to. And I'm going to make this an H2. And I'm doing this because we're going to parse this exact HTML. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I've got some questions in my mind that I've seen, but I want to turn the questions into how-to guides. So I'm going to come in and say, steps to find a general contractor. Okay, I don't know how many steps there are, so I'm just going to hit slash. Now, this was a custom AI template. I can't remember exactly who it was that wrote it. So let's get enough room here. Come back here. Slash wasn't giving me everything I needed, so I think there's something stuck in there, so I'm going to do this. There we go. Sometimes there's a space that gets stuck in there, and when it does, it reverts back to your last search. So it's kind of stuck within the answers. So I just deleted that and started over. So I've got I think it may be in here. It's a number list. This one right here was a pretty neat little AI template. Now I've looked through all these, and I'm going to go over some of these in just a few minutes. So you can build other frequently asked questions if you want, but I like using the ones they found plus the questions in the brief. It makes it a lot quicker. So let's do this. Go up with that. Run the template. Okay. There's 5 steps, but let's see if we can get some more steps in here. So I'll just hit Control Enter. Okay. Get bids. Need work done, get bids, choose a company, get references, keep track of all, have contractor complete the necessary and submit it to you. Okay. Control Enter. Don't forget to write a review about the service provided. And that looks pretty good. This is 13 steps. So I'm just going to come up here and go 13 steps to find the general contractor. Now, you could come in and take out some of the steps and call it the 11 steps, the 12 steps, the 10 steps to find a general contractor. Now I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put in here, I need a question kind of surrounding that I can do a guide. So I'm going to come back up here. How to fix a leaky faucet. Now this may not be the best one to put in general contractors, but I just want to, how to fix a leaky faucet. Come in here, go insert, featured snippets. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to provide helpful content for people visiting this general contractor brief. Okay, pretty good. I always like to get it. If problem continues, contact an appliance repair technician. Let's put in here a exclamation point. Contact a professional plumber. So me personally, I'm just going to skip to number 8 and call the professional plumber. So how to fix a leaky faucet. So that's a really good step-by-step on how to do something. So let's try something else. Any random questions you want me to ask on general contractor? That not necessarily a question, but steps. And we've steps to find a general contractor. Okay. Let's ask, because how contractors license in Texas. Okay, that's a question, but I'm going to convert it into the steps to do that. Featured snippet. Let's take a look at it. Okay, and I don't know if this is correct. I would probably want to check and make sure it's correct. But this looks like the steps needed. So instead of saying, how do I, let's say, what are the steps to get my general contractor's license? See if we get some different answers in here. And I'm going to go ahead and put a couple breaks in there so we can kind of compare. And insert AI template, featured snippet, grab the sentence and run it. Okay. Let's see if there's more. If approved, pay $50 application fee. Now, I don't know if this is correct. In fact, I don't know what the application fee is. So you can see you can kind of get different answers just by slightly rephrasing the question. Okay, so I'm going to take that off. I don't know if any of that's correct. Okay, so this is looking good. I've got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 how-tos. And if I come down to the bottom here, right here, what happens if I hit Control Enter? I want to see if it will, now sometimes it will actually continue with that topic and give you another how-to that you didn't even think about. Okay, so what have we got to help the customer? Let's wrap this all back up. We have how-to guides, 13 steps to find a general contractor, how to fix a leaky faucet. Now you could actually build a blog post straight from this if you wanted to. And if I did this, I could probably come in here and see if I can do Control Enter. Okay, it's going to want to continue with that pattern, so I don't want to do that. But you could take each of these and do an insert paragraph answer, or you can insert any of the AI templates in here. So I told you I wanted to show you a couple other AI templates I really liked. In fact, let's just play with the AI template. And I'm going to give you if you'll hang on the line for about 2 to 5 more minutes, I want to give you a little coupon code for Frase if you want to try it out. But this is really, you can do this in Jasper. I've done this side by side with Jasper. Jasper's a little bit more free flowing. It took a little bit longer, and it wasn't exactly the structure I wanted to create a brief. It was trying to actually write the blog post with the content that I was asking. So that's the slight difference that you're going to have on this. If you want to take this over to Jasper and write a blog, absolutely you can do that. Or you could write a blog straight in here, like something like this, insert AI. So I'm going to get rid of any questions in here. So look at some of the ones that they have. An intro generator, a listicle with paragraphs, okay? This might be interesting. So let's talk about best, I'll just give it best general, spell it, how I found my general contractor, McKinney. Okay, make it a little bit easier. I'll make it in Texas. See if, okay, so let's do a listicle with it, listicle. And I think that this template was actually, I know it's community related, but it's a really good template to build listicles. Okay, this went in a completely different direction than I thought it would. So let's go back here and 12 ways to renovate your kitchen. So let's put some very specific stuff in there, something like that. Listicle with parent, hit the up arrow, run template. So where do you, the question was a great question, is where do you put some of this stuff? Well, frequently asked questions are typically found at the bottom of content. Replace old appliances, update cabinets. Guys, this is a great, in fact, this is a good article. Add storage space, change lighting, add a kitchen aisle, install new flooring, paint walls. Oh, this may be the article that you write. This may be what you start with, okay? Very helpful content, 12 ways to renovate your kitchen, and maybe you could put it on the cheap. You know, give it something to attract attention, okay? This is a nice little article, but again, you can come in here. Kitchens are one of the most used rooms in the house. So I'm going to rewrite it. I don't like those, so I'm going to load more here. But this AI template actually took the number 12 up here, renovate kitchen. Okay. They serve multiple functions. Let's just replace that one. Cool. Okay. So you can come in here, bold them. You can make this like an H3 tags if you want. You know, you've got a lot of formatting. You can start putting images in here and videos. And when you're ready to get to share it, you can share it by sharing the full document, sharing a read-only version. This is editable, or you can do it in private mode. The other way is Control A and Control C, and I just copied everything. So now I'm going to go over here to Google Docs, and let's just paste it in as a Google Doc. Go blank and paste. Okay, so now you can save this, and this is all ready for your content brief. Now, I would probably want to come back here and go, okay, I need a title. I don't know why I didn't copy the title, but I'm going to copy it and paste that right there. How to find a general contractor. I'm also going to copy that and put that in there. And I'm going to label it helpful content brief. Okay. So I've got frequently asked questions. People also ask. In fact, I'm going to change this to frequently asked questions. Okay. And now I can use this on any of my general contractor blog posts that I have. Now let's talk about where you put it. Frequently asked questions. Like I said, you want to put that at the bottom. Statistics. You can insert this in the middle of the content and put it like in a box all by yourself. You can put statistics, or you could change it to did you know, and then maybe just use one of the bullet points. I don't need that right there. Okay. You could put, here's some facts that you need to know. You could use these in the right-hand sidebar, but this is really good content that people are looking for. They're looking for quick answers. These are your quick answers. They're looking for tips, stats, facts. These are facts. So label it facts you should know, statistics, tip sheets, external links. You might even want to just change that because helpful content says it's resource links. Okay, so we're helping the customer find out more and more about a general contractor on the blog post. How to, maybe you just call it how-to guides. Okay, and then you save it, and you've got a full content brief. This is a listicle, but you can, again, you can call this, let's go ahead and make this we'll make it a how-to guide, but I'm going to put that as come up here and make it an H2, make this an H2, how to fix a leaky faucet, make it an H2, and make this an H2. Now, you're ready right here to insert this as the closing paragraph, or you can even lead off with this. Now, what I like is by formatting in H2 and H3s is we can even put it in a table of contents. Where does that help? Google reads your table of contents. It is a meta item. It also helps with when you write your schema to have a table of contents in there. So if you have how-to guides, 13 steps, how to fix a leaky faucet, what are these steps? People are going to click on those, especially if your table of contents is a right-hand sidebar or top of page. They're going to click down to specific questions or specific items that will answer the question that they came in there for. Okay. So I think I've given you a lot of really good content. Maybe there's a few people who have never seen Frase before. Frase is very easy to use, but you got to use it. So you can add more content in here. Again, we've done a whole bunch of these, all documents. I'll pull up another one, how to fly a drone. Very good one. Go into document, frequently asked questions. Is it illegal to fly a drone? What U.S. states are drone? So these are questions that people have in the back of their mind is, can I fly a drone indoors? I didn't know you could do that. Good questions, good answers. We've got a whole bunch of them in here, okay? Statistics, external links, how-tos, how to fly drones for beginners, step-by-step instructions, how to film yourself with a drone, okay? How to select the best drone for photography. Great ways to supplement your content, or when you add new content, use this brief. So let's go back to Canva and kind of wrap this thing up. Next steps. If you're interested, if you haven't gotten Frase yet, here's a link. It is an affiliate link, but they're running a sale through the end of August where you get 60% off the first 3 months, and then it's 20% off from then on. What I have is I have Frase, but I have the AI writer, the add-on. So I bought it a long time ago on AppSumo when it was Frase Answers. They do a really good job with Frase AI and question. You definitely want the AI add-on. It's unlimited AI writing, and they just work really well together. And that's how I'm able to do these content briefs. I also have a link here, and I'll put this link inside of the chat. Okay. And this is the link, and I want to show you what this is. All my research, I compile it into a program called Bubble Up. And I can make a little bubble up roll, is what they call it. I'll show you what that looks like. So if you want to read about all these articles that I've referenced today, this is the bubble up roll that you see with the link right there. And you can go helpful content, update news. And all these articles that I've referenced today are all in here. And to see them, you just click on them and it pulls up the link. I've got it inside Bubble Up. It's easy for you to actually read through this. And the one that you specifically need to start with is at the very top. And this is kind of how I organized it. It's what's the most important one to read. And then as you're reading all down here. Easy format, you can use it on your phone or whatever. So that's a good link to use just to get your mind wrapped around what is helpful content, why do I need it, what happens if I don't have helpful content, and how to change my website right now to make it helpful content. I'm about talked out today. Are there any questions I can answer about Frase, the content brief, anything about the helpful content? Now, I'm not an expert on helpful content update. It came out August 18th, and they're rolling it in. I just look back to this whole content brief is based on this right here. What can I do to help the people learn more, read more, understand the concept better? And just think in terms of what do you want when you're looking for information? You're doing an information search. Take this, print it out, do whatever you want with it. But these are the things that you can build inside of a content brief. Again, you can use Frase, you can use Jasper, and you could probably use Writer's In and some of the others. But the reason I showed you how to do Frase, it's a very structured format. And you can get it done really quickly based on the way they have it with their content. Guys, we're at just past the top of the hour. Kyle mentioned something. I regret not taking the AI. I hate for you to wait for this. What I've noticed is Frase about 2 times a year offer the AI for about half price. I know probably around Black Friday they'll do it again. And a couple months ago, or I think even on the upsell, get the AI, whether you're paying $35 or $45 a month, or you're paying less than that. It is definitely worth it if you do a lot of these, because the AI has the AI templates and you need that. Now, they do give you, I think, 2,000 words for free, but it's just kind of to whet your appetite. Anyway, I hope everybody got something out of this. Be sure to copy the links, and I will have the replay available later this afternoon inside of Geek Out Fridays, and probably it'll be on YouTube by tomorrow. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.